Yeah, let's go. Ready? You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Melanie, can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
Okay.
Good morning.
You're first on the list.
Great. Hi, nice to meet you.
Why don't you tell us what the plan is? We're gonna start with 2193. Yep.
Sure. So basically the plan is to co-locate antennas for Dish Wireless on this existing tower. We did just submit some revised plans, and can't tell if these are them, but Michael, can you tell if those are them?
Yes, I believe these are the previous plans. And by the way, I'm Michael, project manager here. We've submitted some revised plans that just add additional detail, a survey page, no actual design changes, just a bit of a more detailed drawing. And I don't believe these are those.
This is the last one we received.
Yeah, I sent it on Friday, but it's a really similar scope. So it just has more detail on it.
The exact same design is on your screen right now.
Okay, one of the items that we did go back and forth on is the site plan application. We need to fill one of those out, and we need an as-built, kind of an existing features plan, a survey.
Yeah, and that we did add a lot of details to the site plan that we sent in on Friday. I don't know.
So stamped by a surveyor with boundary on it?
It's stamped by an engineer.
Oh, no. So we need, again, per the site plan checklist that I sent you, there's sections on existing features plan, survey with boundary and stuff like that. So that's what we need. That's what we sent a few times to you. And the site plan application.
We also sent the site plan application on Friday.
When did you send that on Friday?
I can look.
I haven't.
Yeah, we haven't made it through our Friday emails
Yeah, if
yet.
I got it. Yeah, it's
So, I mean, again, we can look at it, but if it's not signed by a surveyor and doesn't have boundary and stuff like that, it's not an existing features plan, and your application is incomplete. You have till Friday to get it done.
So I sent that. It was around 2 on Friday. I can re-forward it.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, I sent it to Shauna in I think it was
Michelle.
yeah.
Oh, you didn't send to Michelle, but you sent to me. It doesn't.
We'll look at it and stuff like that. What we have is this right now as far as what to work off of. We did also make comments on providing the certification number for your engineering firm and stuff like that to provide services in New York State. Haven't received that yet either.
Wait, say that again.
Okay, that we do have. I need to send that to you. The survey part, we are ordering one, but like I emailed to you, they just have a really long lead time.
So we won't be able to say this project's complete and push it to the planning board without it. Your site plan checklist will be incomplete.
The part that I was a little confused on was anytime I saw that survey requirement, it said or engineered stamp drawing. And so I just wasn't
So in New York State, an engineer cannot stamp or sign something with boundary on it. So we need something from a surveyor.
okay. You don't have any existing survey on file that we could use for the application?
No.
If you have something you can provide to us, we might be able to use it, but again, you need to provide it. We don't provide our own stuff for applications.
So, let's see.
Also, the special use permit application is not signed by the owner.
That was another one of the pieces that we forwarded you on Friday. So Everest has a leasehold on the property. Frontier's authorized them to do all the leasing for the tower, and we have the application signed by them.
So we need the owner to sign the application, because if you don't pay the bills and stuff like that, it goes back on the property, not the leaseholder. So the applicant, the owner has to sign. That's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Okay. So that survey and then the license. I believe that is all you need to put to the planning board. Is that right?
What?
The Frontier signature, the survey license that you referenced?
The site plan application checklist, existing features plan, boundary survey signed, certificate to provide services, owner's signature to sign special use permit.
And then we'll be back to PRC next month.
If they don't give it to you by Friday.
Right.
Yeah.
We need this by Friday at noon.
Okay.
I mean, I will say that we can't, there's very little chance that we could get a surveying team out there by Friday.
Okay.
Drawings done. And we were really steered wrong, I think, by the survey checklist itself that said either a professional engineer or a survey. So I suppose we erred in taking the literal meaning of that sentence. So it absolutely needs to be a survey, not a professional engineer as the checklist, right?
New York State, an engineer cannot sign a plan with boundary on it. Only a surveyor can do a boundary plan.
Okay. Will you all be sending comments from this meeting?
We will, yes, absolutely. Also, someone needs to pick up your sign for
To post on the
post on
property.
the property.
And when do we post that? Is it after it's scheduled for a planning board meeting or?
When you make application.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have somebody local that can do that?
Yeah, I think I could find someone.
Okay.
I have a
Go ahead,
question.
Lance.
So we're adding an additional antenna to an existing structure.
They're putting a platform on the ground and expanding the fence compound.
All right, so do we have a structural analysis that goes with that?
With the tower?
Yep.
Yeah,
They provided one? Okay.
Was the
Perfect.
original antenna
Thank you.
subject to
I
a
didn't see
special
that.
use permit?
the original site plan was, yes.
So is this a new special use permit or is this an amendment to?
It's an
existing?
amendment, and if you read our code, how it's set reads, it tells you have to make application for site plan approval if there's an expansion. Not if there's just antenna change, but if you're expanding the compound or changing or putting
Sure.
new equipment on the
I
ground.
can understand the need for a special use deliberation, but I wasn't sure if it was an amendment to an existing special use or
Yeah.
a brand new.
It's an amendment to the existing.
Okay, maybe we should reflect that. in
Yeah, this would be requested an amendment.
We could put amendment in the,
the-
yeah,
just
amendment
Give the date and
for the original.
the original.
Okay. Date of original.
That should help it slide
Approval.
through. I'm trying to recall on antennas, if there's any issues. I know we talked about sometimes landscaping, if there isn't any, make sure, the structures and the buildings are somewhat invisible, but I don't think that's the case here. I haven't been out to the site.
This is kind of back behind everything.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah.
if I recall this. So I guess we're not talking about anything on the ground as far as requirements.
As far as landscaping and stuff, probably not.
Driveway is
Everything's
It's
Gravel.
existing.
gravel stone driveway.
Okay,
Okay,
Seeker? Is it?
Probably be a type 2 because it's an existing structure.
we're not adding any height to the existing tower or anything like that.
Right, if we were changing it, then we would have to I think this is just type 2.
Public hearing. Special use.
for an amendment to a special use.
It's still site plan approval.
Yeah, I'd say type 2.
Seeker,
Yeah, public, special use permits
Yeah.
require a public hearing.
special use permits, so yes.
And referrals.
Well, at this point, they don't have, well. still probably-
We can't refer it yet because
Oh, gotta wait.
it's incomplete until Friday.
Okay.
And we can't set a date yet, which meeting?
No,
And when's the next PRC meeting in case they don't make this Friday? Is that a curiosity?
January, middle of January.
Do we know that date?
Yeah, it's a Monday.
18th.
that's the 18th, actually,
It's the Tuesday.
yeah.
Alright, so-
Yeah.
So the next PRC meeting date where this would be discussed if they miss Friday would be on the 18th.
Absolutely.
And that would put them potentially on a February,
February agenda.
okay, just putting that out there.
Yeah.
If they get everything in by Friday
Then we can keep them on the schedule.
for,
Which,
January.
second January board meeting?
Let's do the second, yeah,
okay, if.
if
everything's
Friday,
received.
yeah,
So it's January 25th
5th.
with a question mark.
So I have, they need a site plan application,
And checklist,
existing features, as-built survey drawings stamped by a surveyor showing the boundaries.
Mhm.
Special use permit needs to be signed by the owner,
mhm.
need to pick up the sign to post on the property. That's what I have.
Owner to, oh, you got that, and then certificate to provide services
In New York State.
in New York State.
Got it.
I did you not get that in the original application?
What?
The certificate to provide services?
So if you go to like, I can show you here.
You're referring to the engineer certificate, Chris?
Oh, then,
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry, I thought you meant for dish.
no,
So if we go to like New York State Office of Professions, your engineer is certified he's certified to stamp plans, but your company itself, like, who would we be looking for? Tilson or which company are we talking about?
It's engineering, Chris.
Now that we have the certificate, Michael, do you know specifically? Is it the Temsco?
Yeah, it was 10 ago.
So I go over here to, and I write Temsco, and I go look for engineering. There we go. Is this the one?
yeah, that's Maine, they're in Maine.
Is that your address? Can you
Middle
see on the
Street.
screen?
It's Middle Street. I don't think I can see what you're looking at.
Okay.
Are you sharing your screen? Yeah, you are.
Okay. I guess I'm sharing the different screen, I guess.
Do you see it now?
Yeah, that is our address.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be the one.
Sounds good.
Great.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, and if you get something by Friday, just zap it over us and give us a call.
Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good day.
Go.
So,
All right, Greenland surveying.
Greenland, which is 94.
Martin. Mr. Gilmore is here.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Is your surveyor on? Is anybody on? for you?
I
Don't know if Mike got the email on that.
Pretty sure it's not on it.
Alright. Want to tell us your plans, Mr. Gilmore?
Yeah, I can to the best.
Sure.
We would like to plan to build a single family residence on it. About 13.4 acres total. We want to use about, I think the drawing shows 0.96 altogether. And minutia detail, I wish I could tell you. I'm not the engineer, so or the surveyor, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's pretty straightforward. You got a road, turnaround, house, septic system,
Yes,
topsoil pile, everything's pretty much shown on the plans. Again, we should go through the checklist, but you are missing an existing survey plan. You're just gonna put everything in one plan,
Yeah, it's pretty crowded.
so we need an existing features plan.
Of the slopes.
Not great.
Yeah, that's pretty steep.
Yeah, is this so?
He's building near the road where the slopes aren't over the 15%.
Okay, so they'd be under that area.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you go over on Seneca Point.
Driveway
Dimensions.
slope meets code.
Yeah.
I know. A
What
lot of
is
those
the
lots,
scale of
a lot of those lots out there have steep drives, at least on the west side.
yes, the west side is.
And you're on the east side?
We're on the east side,
Oh,
yes,
good.
right
Is it
there,
5039?
Okay,
5039, yes.
so you're sloping down to it.
So
Yes.
it's this one.
Ah,
It's
yes,
a nice piece.
Yeah.
a nice
It's
lot.
gorgeous.
That's a great lot.
So you did put a meter bank and a well and stuff up here. Are you drilling a new well?
Yes, we did.
You're drilling a new one?
Yes, we did already. We
You
put
dr-
one in.
You built a second well?
Yes, the
Okay.
first well was terrible. We had it
Okay.
evaluated. It was down the hill too far. It was only getting about a gallon a minute. All the
Okay.
reports on it were just bad, 6 inch.
Well,
So
that was the one you built like almost on the property line right here.
it was, yeah, an 8 inch well we put up there. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Any existing structures
No,
on
No,
the property?
lots of stakes. He's put a lot of stakes out there.
playing around.
I
My
know.
wife is
I've
just,
driven by.
we love just playing around with it and seeing what we can do and what we can't.
That's always fun.
And a lot of measuring, a lot of walking.
Are you placing the house such that if you ever want to subdivide, you're not restricting yourself?
We would like to do that, yes, and that's
Or
kind of the idea,
existing
but
conditions.
I would really like not to subdivide ever. It's a beautiful spot.
It would be hard to get frontage for a second house on this.
Yeah.
Maybe. They got a lot of steepness over here. Anyway,
Anyway, well, you thought about it.
We did think
Okay.
about it, yes.
Just,
It would be way down on my list, hopefully.
the gravel driveway or,
Grab, yes, sir.
okay, we're gonna ask you to, I'm not sure.
yeah, the first so many feet to the right of way will have to be paved.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
How are you doing with your septic system?
He put everything on there and did all the perks in the deep well and everything.
Yes.
And
So
that's,
that'll have to go to the watershed.
okay,
Then you're in the watershed on the side of the lake, so it's like $100-something fee and they review it and stuff like that.
We send it to them, give a heads up.
Oh,
Yeah, but that's not part of the
No,
application.
no,
They always write it back and say,
Yeah,
hey,
recently Tyler just said, well, I haven't seen an application yet, so.
Yeah.
Can't comment.
so if you want to get ahead of the ball, send something. to
send
them.
some to the watershed. Okay.
Tyler, O-H-L-E.
You wanna go through the checklist?
Yeah, I already started. Yeah.
L.E. is his name?
He's
Okay.
the lead inspector, Tyler.
Okay, let's go through the checklist.
All right, information
Add
shown,
driveways.
organized, existing conditions, that's missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a circle
Yeah.
there.
All dimensions in feet and hundreds of a foot. Yeah. Name of the property owner, yes. The abutting owners are up here on this.
The location map.
Yeah, I'd rather see them. Than they require it.
They'll have to show it on the existing features map anyways. That'll be a separate plan.
Yeah, let's see, seal of your surveyor.
They don't have that yet.
I don't see one.
Which technically we can't move it forward without the seal.
Will be upon approval by town.
No,
No, I just looked at his notes, that's all.
no.
All right.
So you need the seal on there now? I know we put,
Yes.
he
New York State doesn't
Take
allow us to accept
draft.
plans without a signature and stamp.
What was the question?
Oh, no, I just realized he had put draft on there because he was gonna do that based on approval.
Yeah, we don't do that.
North arrow.
Done.
Yes, yeah. Location map is very legible. Revision box, yeah.
I think we're missing a legend.
Oh,
Oh, there it is.
where is it? Oh, there's a lot going on with this plan.
Yeah.
Ag data statement.
Oh.
Is this in ag district?
Yeah. Sorry.
Just land and farm or anything?
Yes, it's paid every year. Roll bills.
How the soils.
All right, so.
From
maybe-
what I know,
let's
good.
say it's
I'm
here,
not-
let's
The
see
hay
it.
comes up.
Ag data
All right, we
statement.
need the ag data statement.
And then they need the right to
And
farm.
then the right to farm law,
No, needs to be added.
zoning is there, I saw it. Existing conditions, the whole plan is missing. Area flood. Yep, there it is. Setback lines.
There we go. It says is adjoining an Ontario County Ag District. It actually is within the Ag District.
So change the farming note.
Yeah.
Change farming. The setback lines,
Show them. He's right on the front, setback like 60.
62, 60.1.
Yeah, so 60.1, so when he really put it on the edge of 60.1, the thing is after it's built, we're gonna ask for an as-built.
Mhm.
And if it's 59.99, you're gonna go back to zoning board and stuff like that, so
Mhm.
sometimes it's advisable to give yourself a little fuzziness.
Okay, I thought we had. I'll
I
talk to him
can't.
about that.
Can't see where these, I mean, I see the note, but where? Okay, I was looking at this, I was looking at these,
Yeah, he's at 60.1.
and then 25.
But I mean, the front setback is 60.1 and the closest is 60, so
Right,
You
yeah,
have-
I understand that,
you
yeah.
have 0.1 foot to work with, and if you're over that, you're back to planning board, and zoning board,
Back to more paper, yeah.
Right,
Okay.
right.
so. Just wanted to give you a heads up, because we've had that happen many times recently.
Okay,
Where's the rear setback?
Not really worried about it on this one,
I'm not either,
it's
but
over here,
is there, it's off the plan.
it's way off the plan, we'll see it on the.
Well,
existing
because this
features
is
plan.
okay, I just wanted to make sure that, I know it's forever away, all right. Sufficient data to determine the location, bearing, and length of existing street easement, lot line, boundary line.
Yeah, we'll need a little more existing features plan, but yeah.
In existing. Boundaries of all easements. Again. Existing contours at vertical intervals of 20 feet.
Yep.
Existing land cover, says hayfield here.
That's what I was gonna say. There's really not much there. There's a hedgerow.
Water courses, there's nothing.
There is a DEC stream on the north side of it. But it is off the map as well.
I guess there's a floodplain with that.
Uh,
But it would show on the existing.
It's too far off the border as far as like,
For this part, yeah.
we wouldn't make them survey it anyways.
Oh, no.
Land exceeding a slope of 10%. There's gotta be, I know you're below 15, but there's gotta be more than 10% here.
Have you done the house yet? The design, the architect?
Oh, they're working on it now.
If you have it done by the time the meeting comes, it'd be helpful, just to show the board.
There is quite a bit of area moderate slope to 10%.
Yeah.
So existing features plan should show
Steep slope areas.
slopes over 10%.
A walkout basement.
Yes,
Perfect lot.
Oh,
It
great
is. It's
lot for-
perfect,
and a
yes.
Great lot for a septic system. yeah.
Can you see the lake from up there?
I was
no,
just gonna ask
No.
that.
I wish, but maybe not.
Got some trees.
I don't know. Get a third-
Trees are on Wegmans, unfortunately. I don't know if
Oh,
they'd
right, they're
appreciate
right
it.
next door, aren't they?
Don't know if they'd appreciate it hearing us off there all of a sudden.
Buildings, so there's nothing on site. No existing building.
No.
No driveway.
Nope.
Streets, that's just. No sewer. You show the well on here?
Yeah,
they
he
do.
shows
I
the
think it
old
is.
and the new.
The old, we may very well use just for
Mhm.
geothermal,
Okay.
because it's 255 feet deep.
Does it have good
Features.
separation from the septic system still?
Yes, way,
Okay.
way wide. Yeah, I made sure.
Well, the new one is definitely.
No.
The old
The
one.
old one's right here.
If you go to the site.
No, the
there's
new
an
one's
old
up there. The
right
old
behind
one is
us.
down the hill, probably 200 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that corner is the new one. That they're gonna actually use.
I was worried location wise how close it is.
To the
it right
property.
On the street.
Is it on the street? No, it's not on the street.
We have a setback for wells.
Wells have to be, I think, 10 feet off the property, but they have to be.
See, that's the question. It's, so they show a well all the way up here and you have your gravel driveway entrance and your utility pole. Isn't there a well up by the utility pole?
It's a ways away from it, yeah, but it's up there. That's the new one that we had put in.
Look at. I thought it was right on your gravel driveway there.
It's just a farm curb cut. I don't know. It should show it.
There's your curb cut.
Yeah, that's just a gravel.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I think it's right above here.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, so
It's not showing where, I've driven by it, it's not showing where it is.
all right, I'll say,
Locations off on the plan.
I'm worried it was in the road. That's how,
What do you mean by in the road?
in the public right of way.
I think it was measured enough by the well driller that it should be out of that lot right away.
I was, okay.
Well, it should come picked up on the.
Well, that's the thing,
On
that
that,
this,
yeah.
the existing, it says old well on it. And,
The old well's shown way back, right?
but the new well doesn't look like it's where the new well is.
I got you.
okay,
It looks like
I can
it's
make that note, John, and just say that.
verify
Clarify.
location
Verify
of new
location.
well.
yeah, I've got that down there too. Limits of disturbance.
Their boundary shown.
No,
No,
kind of.
well,
No, there isn't.
I mean, he's got. some-
He's got the silt fence shown here, but he doesn't show the total limits of disturbance.
There is this limit, there's this thing right here. I don't know if it's labeled.
where are you pointing?
It's a different dash, it's hard to tell.
Well, one
Oh,
of
there
them
you
is
There you
the,
go. 0.97 acres.
where?
It's a long
Okay, that
line.
needs to be,
Yeah,
all
Yeah.
right, yeah.
I would say that the symbol needs to be bolder, and if it's not on the legend, it needs to be on the
and
legend.
again, your New York State DEC kicks in a
The
permit
limits of
at 1
disturbance
acre,
boundary
and you put
should
point
be a
nine
different
seven
line type
acres.
to distinguish it.
If I go out there with my
I'll
GPS
take
and
a
you're at
look.
1.002
Mhm.
acres,
Mhm.
projects get shut down for months. And you're back to planning board and you're back to DEC and stuff like that.
Okay,
So the rule on disturbance, when it's
Uh-huh.
residential, is when you're over 1 acre of disturbance,
Mhm.
there's a permit that has to be obtained.
Mhm.
And that permit just says that you're gonna inspect it, make sure that there's no erosion and sediment control measures
Right.
that are not improperly being maintained.
Mhm.
It's just an added protection that the town has.
Mhm.
To be under it, honestly, at that close, you're better off just stating you're gonna be in over 1 acre and getting this additional permit
Mhm.
and going that route.
Okay.
Because then there's no, Chris doesn't have to worry, because the next hurdle is 5 acres.
Hmm.
And you're gonna be way
Well
under
below
5 acres,
that, right.
right? So you're better off just obtaining it's an NOI that has to be filled out and submitted to DEC. And it just says that I have a permit that allows me to do more work than 1 acre. And I'm going to do periodic inspections
Certainly.
that make sure that we're, not
Mhm.
necessarily you, but a periodic
Right.
inspection that maintain that the property's in conformance.
Certain.
The main reason why I'm gonna suggest that too is because the town, you're already over the other trigger, which is 20,000 square feet of disturbance.
I see.
20,000 feet of disturbance requires you, the site application, to have what is called water quality mitigation measures
Mhm.
shown. So like your roof would discharge to like a rain garden, let's say. Those elements would be required to be added to the
Yeah,
plan,
they aren't.
and they are,
They aren't.
all right.
I
So
see. Okay,
because you already gotta do that,
just do it
yeah.
once
just
and
have
be
it,
done. with the
Exactly.
whole
A lot of
package.
times that 1 acre trigger is what most communities would then require water quality functions to be provided. You already tripped that. So
Mhm.
now you're just paying for the permit, which is gonna actually save you in the long run, because I can almost assure you that Chris goes out there one time and
You're gonna have a bulldozer, because like, if you look at the septic system here,
Uh-huh.
he traced this line right here.
Yeah.
And then traced this and stuff. Your bulldozer is gonna cut across here and some of that, and boom, you're in an acre, and suddenly I'm stop work order and
Sure.
you're
Should I put
grumpy.
the
and-
20,000 square foot?
yeah, I would have that note. I would always,
Okay.
John, going forward, I would always have that note on there, and we can just say they're compliant or they're not compliant.
Got it.
I think that would just be easier going forward,
Okay.
because I would like it to state that
Now,
it is or isn't.
Hopefully you'll be sending me some of these notes.
You'll
Yeah,
get them
you're
all.
gonna
Okay,
get all the-
beautiful. I'm
Yeah.
making
John
notes
takes great
fast.
notes,
but-
but you'll
Okay.
send them out, and we
Beautiful.
can make the updates.
Thank you so much.
Any changes to utilities?
It's all private.
Um.
They show the roof runoff location, he shows the silt fence erosion and sediment control measures. I know you're going to the checklist, so I apologize for distracting you.
Sequence of construction, I didn't,
Oh, I don't, I think
is it on there?
Mike's got it on there, but. I agree. All right.
Yep, I see it.
Try to get the phosphorus notes too. Yeah, it's way over here.
Yeah,
But it does have the farm note down at the
Yeah,
bottom.
but it says it's adjacent, but not in it.
Yeah, that's inaccurate.
yeah, well, I noted that to change.
Mhm.
What's the title say, Chris? I'm sorry. All right. Thought it said preliminary. Does it have a date on here? I know it's one of our things, but
He needs a stamp and signature and stuff like that.
he doesn't have a date for the plan. I know once he signs it, but
When he-
November
when he
16th?
stamps it, he puts a date on it.
okay, so that's the date that we'll use as reference of the
Yeah.
plan, date,
I agree with you, and it's always nice to have a date on the
a
plan.
date plan.
There is a date on here.
Oh, is there, I can't see
Yeah,
it then.
November 16th. It's under
Oh, I see it right
Ontario
there.
County.
Yep, I see it. Okay,
Might have a
perfect.
revision.
Yeah, they don't have the revision right. Well, we know there's a couple that don't do it.
Okay. We're good with the checklist.
You building any?
So question to you
retaining
guys,
walls, any type of
because in the
walls?
past-
We're hoping not to.
Okay.
Try to keep the slopes where
in
we
the-
can
in
get
the past,
around it and everything else. Yeah.
in the past with the open circles, there's always a question about, are we asking the applicant to go back and revise and submit? So there's 0 open circles, or is there,
There has to be 0 open circles by Friday in order to be a complete application.
thank you, that's what I was looking for.
So your engineer
Mm-hmm.
and yourself will get a copy of John's minutes and a letter detailing what you need,
All right.
and then a copy of the checklist.
But the
Okay.
big thing, if you're gonna get a hold of him before we give it to you,
Yeah,
is to tell him we need a surveyed existing features plan.
right, yeah, that would be key.
Well, and also he's gonna have to show water quality features now on the site
Yeah.
plan.
Water quality features.
So that's gonna
on
be
site.
a revision to the site plan
Mm,
and then resubmitted. And that has to be done by Friday,
Plus signatures and everything else.
right?
John, we do have an ag data statement.
Yep.
Yep, we just still need to change that note, but we have a statement.
Okay.
You want me to just give this to you now?
Yeah. And then the referrals. Let's do the referrals. And then I'll take everything.
So secret type 2,
Yeah. Tyler,
There should be a referral sheet.
oh, right, yeah, hold on one second. Cost estimates for the surety.
so the
That's
town
our-
requires like a rough estimate of what it would be,
So I'm
that's,
just gonna put, right, yeah, that's.
But
That's
ultimately-
planning board decision.
It
yeah,
is,
ultimately, it becomes done afterwards.
Uh. hold on.
And we were told, make sure that we send things to the fire department every
All
single
the
time. there's a
time.
new home.
All right,
I agree.
water is not a, so Tyler,
Mhm.
Chris,
Yep.
ECB now.
Slopes.
Fletcher,
Yep, Fletcher is the road.
Entrance.
you want us to send to ECB for slopes? My vote is
no.
No,
no.
well, does it have any NRI items on there?
No. No, it's
Alright,
big
so if
open
you make
field.
that distinguish that there's no NRI items on there, then
Well, NRI is slopes greater than 10%.
Is it?
10 or
Yes.
15?
yeah, I don't remember.
If it's 10%, then we
I
send it.
think it's
to-
10.
Okay,
Okay, if it's 10%, then I would send it to
then
him.
send it.
I'm gonna check though. Check threshold. MRB,
Might as well.
planning board, Ontario County Planning Board, no. Ag, utilities,
Nice egg, Argini. The owner will take care of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we,
It's a subdivision.
it's not big enough
all
for
right,
it.
so it'll be Cheshire.
Yep.
Yep.
Kevin,
Is it in the watershed?
Yep.
Yep. And then you also need to send it to,
The ag committee in the checklist?
do you want us to go to Ag? Committee?
As if it's
It's
an ag
it's
district, right?
agricultural
Yep. All right.
property and
Department of Health, no, where,
Okay,
I got them,
Oh, that's Ontario County.
yeah, that's the county.
Yeah.
That's it. You want this? All right, thank you for coming.
Okay.
What are we
Don't be
looking-
overwhelmed, your surveyor's gonna know
He's
what to
working in
do.
town.
Yeah, so
He knows what's going on.
it just seems like a lot, but it's really not.
Again, assuming it gets in by Friday, then the 25th of January.
Yes.
Okay, we should, I'm hoping they can put everything together, put it to you. Then I'll bring it down myself.
Thank you. I'll put it back.
We're all set then?
Yes.
I believe so.
Thank you.
Nice meeting.
Nice
You
to
wanna
meet
go
you
in
too. It's
order, or do you wanna
definitely a
keep our
learning
access?
experience.
Yeah.
Let's go to Anthony.
To be a pro at everything.
That'll be all done, Phil.
Thank you.
Where are we going for first?
You wanna do,
Anthony's on.
Point?
let's
Well,
do
let's just go
Tishner.
Anthony. He's got two applications.
Anthony?
Well, either Anthony or Venenzia. We got two.
Keep my mask on. I feel like I'm suffocating.
This is the fancy house.
This is gonna take a little bit of time.
This is fancy. Small.
Anthony, if you wanna kick your volume on?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
So we want to start with Tishner.
Yeah.
Tishner's first.
Okay, so what we have is a plan here to do a tear down rebuild on Tishner Point. All the existing buildings are going to come down in a single. All but one building is coming down. The two houses, the main house and the guest house, will be coming down, and a single family residence we put in its place. It's kind of a little different than we normally see on the lake. They're introducing a lot different architecture, but it's still a standard single family home tear down rebuild.
Okay. Do we have an existing features plan showing the existing house and stuff?
I do. I will send it right over. I do
Okay.
have that. That's all set. It was just missed in the package for this amount.
Okay. And you guys sent in the 4 sheets for signature for the realignment of the road and stuff like that?
Yeah, we got those. today.
Yeah,
Your mom brought them in.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. She brought them in because they want to get that road in soon.
Okay.
What's the plan for the cottages? I mean, I know they're coming down, but are they gonna do anything with the, with the demo to keep any of those features? Meaning like, I mean, those doors, the windows.
I don't think there's any plan for it. I know that the
I mean, it's.
the owner is definitely willing, the owner is more than likely willing to work with the town if there's anybody that would like to come in and take a look at it. I can run it by
Yeah,
you.
I know there is. Can you talk to the owner about that? We'd like, if they're okay with it. Well, we definitely want to take pictures, but we would like to, if they're willing to salvage any materials, we would definitely be interested.
Yeah, I could talk to them. I've already talked to him about the picture thing and he was okay with that. So
Okay.
I'll have a conversation with him this week about that and I'll let you know on Friday.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Is the boathouse staying?
The boathouse is staying. It's gonna get like re-sided.
Got it. Okay. What about the trees?
There's 2 or 3 trees that we're gonna be losing. We're gonna be losing 2 oak trees. The large sycamore on the plan that shows it to be taken down, we're actually gonna work with Dan Hackett, the landscape architect, to keep that sycamore. So there's a cottonwood that will be removed on the south and then 2 oak trees.
Okay.
So the landscaping plan shows a little bit different than what your site plan's going on and stuff like that. So.
Okay, yeah, we'll make sure that those line up. That's, with the sketch and,
You see
the
these.
design and then a landscape architect, they always don't, match
I know.
up perfectly. But we'll get them on the same page.
Because like this platform here would be either a dock because it's under the low water mark, or it would be considered a structure for setback and stuff like that. So yeah, as long as they kind of match up and stuff. My concern, the boathouse is a boathouse. It has to have navigational access to the lake kind of thing.
Okay,
There's no floor inside it. It's a boathouse. It's meant to be a dock inside.
okay. What is the process? Would we have to actually turn it into a boathouse, and put a boat in it? Or can we keep it because it's existing?
It's got, did they put a floor in it?
I think it's dirt right
That's what
now.
I'm saying. So that's the problem. I've talked to the DC in the past, and people have wanted to fill it in or excavate it, and they don't let them do anything. But technically, it's supposed to be navigational access for a boat onto the lake and stuff, so. I don't know what their plans are for it, but it really isn't habitable space. It's meant just for.
I mean, the plan for right now is just to make it look, have it a little bit more aesthetically to go with the house and it'd be used as like kayak storage.
That's,
Just storage for the house because the house doesn't really have a lot of storage due to the,
I know, but
architecture.
that's the thing. It's not really meant for storage. It's supposed to have no floor in it. It's supposed to be open to the lake and have like only a walkway on the interior around the boat. And that's how it was kind of shown in the original plans and stuff. So anything you do on the interior of that takes away from dock space.
okay. So I mean, do we have any option? We can keep it, right?
You can keep it, but you can't put a floor in it.
Okay. I'll let the owner know and we'll keep you guys, I'll let them know and see what they want, how they want to handle that boathouse.
That's the thing, because they can, if they make application to the DC, but the DC is pretty strict on filling the lake and stuff like that, so,
Right, yeah, right now it's just dirt.
yeah.
Can we get some better architecturals? Do you have any yet?
I can try to get some better architecturals, absolutely. I'm sure that they have
No
them.
variances, but, yeah, what is it?
It just, if we could get some bigger scale or, you know, some larger plans, just so we can kind of get a better feel of what it's, I mean, these are good, but it's really,
Well, those are, but you need
We do
elevations,
have
right?
pictures
Yeah,
from
these
the
are
lake in our
elevations, but-
database if you want us to send copies of them.
Yeah, we have all that. The architect is working on more of a detailed rendering, kind of showing the existing trees that are there, so you can kind of get a
That'd be
feel for
great.
what this is gonna look like.
That's what I'm saying, because the planning board's gonna want to see the whole shoreline guideline kind of thing.
Yeah, they're not a local architecture firm, so I've been trying to help them, push them along to get them what we need for the town of Canandaigua Planning Board, and they're just, they're like, well, we don't do that. And I was like, I understand you don't do that, but we do that, and that's what we need. So we've
who
been
is the
working with them for
firm?
it.
Who is it?
It's Drew Lang Architecture, New York City.
Oh, New York City, okay.
Yeah.
And the shoreline
We're not on the
development.
Hudson River.
Right.
So yeah, like this around the boathouse isn't really here 100%. And then there's like other things on the rendering. If we accept it for the planning board application, like this thing, this is a dock, it's on the plan, so it's part of the application. This is a dock, it's part of the plan, it's on the application. This is a dock, it's part of the plan on the application, you know what I mean? So
If we remove the docks and just handle the docks as a normal dock permit, it would be a little bit easier for the
it
town.
would remove a lot of confusion.
Okay, well, we will remove the dock portion and have that as a separate
Yeah, 'cause
application.
you're gonna get a lot of comments and questions about it, especially this, I don't know what this thing is.
This, the one on the south?
Is that the kayak launch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do they count toward the lot coverage?
Everything comes towards lot coverage,
So,
but there's no
if it's
kayak
gonna count-
launch here. And
It's-
it-
those don't count for lot, those aren't included in any kind of lot coverage because they're on the east side of the main high, because they're
So then
docks.
then it would be setbacks from the stream for a dock application and stuff like that, and you know the. dock.
We'll go through the dock in a separate application and work with the town to get
Okay, perfect.
what the town needs and what the client needs as well.
Because I mean, these sidewalks are just fine. They could be lot coverage, but as far as having to meet sidewalk or setbacks, those don't have to meet setbacks because they're reasonable access to the lake and stuff.
Right, and we just have to use them as lot coverage depending on, we just weren't sure what they wanted. So and what the final layout is, so we will include that in the final for lot coverage caps.
So for my education, anything below the high water is not considered in the lot coverage?
No, it's a structure on the lake. It's a docks and mooring.
Okay,
So that begins to
so
follow
it's
different
not
process.
included
So it
in
goes
the
in
lot
that.
coverage for.
It's not on their lot. It's on the Office of General
Even though it's in
Services
permits.
property.
Okay.
Is that a stream on the south
Okay.
side of the property that
Yes.
we have to worry about setback to?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we meet the setback to, or is that something they need a
I
variance?
believe they actually made it.
Kitchener, don't-
Yeah, that's all channelized too, isn't it?
It is channelized on the south side, and this also has sections of channelization on the north on our side.
Mm.
Yeah.
Who owns, oh, that's Policini.
That's Policini, and she has a couple structures that are right,
She
Yeah,
really
has-
tied up to that,
she-
tied up to that stream.
So 33 feet, but, so you're going for a variance for setback for the stream or not?
I think we have to because the closest structure that we have now, I believe, and let me zoom in on this real quick. I think the closest structure we have is like 49 feet, and we're gonna be 33 minimum. There
Okay.
is a small shed to the west that we did find. It's very small, so I'm assuming that the town wouldn't consider that pre-existing
Plus,
because it's only a couple feet.
It's farther away anyways. Are these
Um,
proposed stone walls? Are they existing?
Those walls are existing. They're like a stone and mortar wall. Those
Okay.
are existing. There's no proposed work right now on the stream itself. So
Well, we'll get that in their existing features plan.
yeah, you can see it on the right side. It's stone and mortar wall. It's just kind of cut off from the engineering
Yeah.
plan.
Well, I'm just
But
saying,
we'll make sure that
So-
those are existing. So you'll see it on the existing.
we'll see on the existing features
Yeah,
plan, yeah.
exactly.
Correct.
Okay.
So they need a variance.
So
Flood,
variance.
floodplain kind of thing shown or,
The floodplain is shown.
okay,
This has to go to zoning board
Green
then?
roof,
Yep,
a green
And you
roof,
wrote-
yeah. Flat.
is that the existing cottage, the finished floor of 692
All
one?
windows.
Yes, that's existing. So
Okay,
the proposed is gonna be 694.2.
Just to get rid of confusion, zap everything that's existing off this plan. If you want to put it on your existing features and put it to be removed or something, but it's kind of confusing when you show like.
Okay, so you want us to shut off the whole, everything, maybe keep the trees that we're removing, maybe leave the trees, but get rid of the buildings and stuff?
Whatever you
Yeah.
want to do to make it clean.
Okay,
Whatever's gonna be removed, take it off of this plan.
yeah, so we won't show the trees that are coming out. We will get rid of the trees that are gonna be removed, and we'll also get rid of the structures in the existing driveway portion.
That would be perfect.
Cool, yeah, absolutely.
I like that.
that's a good idea. That's cleaner.
So this needs an application for the zoning board.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the variance for?
Stream setback less than 100 feet.
We believe that to be the only.
Is there
variance right now.
something in? yeah, we don't
I'm
have
looking at the
any-
lot coverage and everything seems pretty good.
The lot coverage is fine.
There was no application in there, Shauna, for zoning board.
There is not an application, so
They need that.
Anthony can fill that one out.
For a stream setback, yeah.
Okay, got it. So that goes to zoning board first.
They have tons of water quality features that they're proposing.
Green roof and stuff
Gray
like that,
roof,
yeah.
Lots
infiltration.
of cool stuff.
Anthony, do you know, has there been any calculations done that we can use for review?
For-
For the sizing of the measures that are being provided?
Erin's
Well-
working on them. We're
Okay.
doing some filtration trenches like we typically did. We're
Yeah.
still waiting on a little bit more information on this green roof.
Sure.
Depending on what the client is looking for, and what they want to do. It all depends on the structure and how deep of a soil profile they want for what they're looking for. So
Yeah.
they're trying to work with the landscape architect. It just goes from like a normal green roof with like grasses to anything that's a little more significant. The
Yep.
soil profile changes a lot, and it really makes the structure a lot.
And the question
More-
is, do you even consider it lot coverage if it has a
Has
green
a
roof,
green
because it's
roof?
vegetated, so.
That's interesting.
You haven't had many of those,
I don't,
so.
I
have
know.
we ever encountered?
If you were
that?
close to the edge, we'd have to have a big conversation as far as lot coverage, because we might even remove it if it was green roof, but. I guess
We're not close to lot coverage anyway.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, so
I
we'll,
think we're good.
that's a conversation for the future.
But yeah, I would say I would say, Anthony, whatever details that you guys can provide and calculations, those would be things that we would ask for.
Okay,
I'm agreeing with
On all
On
stormwater.
all
measures.
stormwater.
It may affect his runoff. The positive side.
and then
Yeah,
to note, Chris, with the adjacent grade, in some places it is lower than the 693.2. They do plan on doing floodplain building. They're gonna have flood vents and everything that they need. They're gonna work that out because of the way that they want grade.
Really?
Yeah, the architect is not, they're gonna figure it out. So
Okay. You know my opinion on that. It's just,
I know, and I tried to get them to do it, but they're,
yeah, it just gives a place of water to go.
yep. So,
Okay, okay. And I mean, anything they do on this side, we're not really worried about them causing an impact anywhere else on the lake and stuff, as far as filling in the floodplain and stuff, so.
right,
See, they worry a lot more about that in New York City when they're building. They have to do these huge reports on, if you fill here, you have to take away here and create a whole report on if you're affecting someone else. It really doesn't come into account here.
okay, yeah.
Is there anything on the pool that we need to, I know we've had a couple applications in the past where the
The
pool.
pool just can't have any floods or anything like that where you can drain it. Like if you unscrewed a drain right there and it drains the stream.
Yeah, the pool has to be plumbed into the house plumbing. Right.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah, okay. That's what I
So
was.
if there's some sort of overflow system, it can't overflow to the ground. It has to go into the.
Exactly, yeah, just because the proximity of the stream and the lake.
What kind of pool? Just
It's a chlorinated pool.
Anthony, can we have a note added to the plans on that?
I'm sure we can make that work.
Yeah,
It's
just
in the side
somewhere-
yard anyways.
That way, because it's gonna come up and at least that eliminates that confusion.
It's in
Okay.
the lake, on the side
regarding the
yard.
discharge.
Yeah, but that,
Yeah, that,
that's almost like.
Discharge
a
of the pool.
lot, isn't
yeah,
it?
overflow and discharge of pool would not.
Even if it has two frontages,
over.
lake frontages?
It doesn't have
To the
two
lake.
frontages, it has a stream setback and a lake setback.
Wow.
So just read those regs regarding pools and RLDs.
Yeah, we changed them all.
I know we changed them, yeah, and made them tougher.
We made them easier.
Well, you did away with pools, but you allowed for jacuzzis and hot tubs as long as they were, below grade and they couldn't be seen.
What did you change?
The pool location and stuff like that, but
I just know, yeah, there's a lot of questions on pools, so I think it's good that we just have this opportunity to make sure that we're all thinking the same thing here. So no surprise.
Yeah, that's why we kind of put it in the side yard. So
Yeah, you could have got around it if it's in the side yard. I'm not sure if it applies to the side yard. It could be just the rear yard. Lakeside.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Secret?
Secret will be type 2 because it's a house, which is still crazy to me, but that's all it is.
are we still okay with the location of the hot tub and pool?
I'm looking it up right now.
We're checking it.
We're just trying to confirm.
Okay.
Oh, it's probably under RLD.
RLD, I was
Like
thinking,
the
yeah.
other ones where we say stormwater.
20,000?
I would say, I would make it noted in here that they do comply.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, so.
I'll put it in and then say.
They can comply or not comply.
This year.
I'll put it in.
Rear
and they
side
comply with it.
lots.
Yeah, I like it. That way. of course.
So rear would be the lakeside,
The rear's a lakeside and or side yard.
and shall be considered lot coverage and setbacks to the accessory structure, so we're good.
Take the side yard, right?
It's a side.
It doesn't matter, it's side or rear.
Is rear and considered the lakeside?
Yes.
So you can have a pool in the rear now or a spot in the rear? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we revised it so you can have it in the rear yard, because we had all those Wegmans pools.
Yeah, we've been involved with a couple of those hot tub spa things. So
Yeah, so we're good.
cool. Good to know.
Checklist?
Yeah. I'm
You're
working
kinda
on
going
it.
through it.
Yeah, I know what we're talking. So we're separating the existing features and proposed. Did you know that?
Mhm.
John?
Provide an existing features.
Yeah, what
But
they have,
existing-
but
Yeah,
we're
I
just
got
gonna
it.
make sure
And
that
then they're gonna
they're.
separate that.
Yeah.
right, From, because they've got a lot of them shown on this plan.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, we'll remove the existing features that will be removed off of this, so it doesn't kind of jumble the plan.
There's really nothing.
So we do have that
So-
conversation we've had in the past. Joyce Consulting Group, again, can't find it under New York State.
So I was talking to Erin, she has the certificate. The education department is requesting an original, and she's having problems getting that from the state. If
But
I said,
she's in the process and stuff.
Hmm?
She's in the process.
she is, and then
Okay.
also with Venezia surveying, right now, Rocco, we operate under a DBA. We are working on creating an LLC for Venezia and switching over insurances and doing that process. We're still in the process of it. But right now, Rocco is a DBA as Venezia and Associates. So that's what we're working under. I don't know if that is different authorization for the state.
So it's kind of, you can stamp it as a surveyor, not under a company, like if you just wanted to remove Venezia Survey and just say.
Right, but he has a DBA as Venezia and Associates, so he should be able to do that. And I can send you the DBA form, the DBA authorization that he's been
Okay,
doing.
that's two totally different things. You're talking the corporations and stuff like that. I'm talking office, the profession. So technically, no.
What do you mean?
So the Office of Professions has certificate to provide surveying services. It's separate from the corporation thing. The corporation applies to have a certificate.
So what does a DBA do then? A sole proprietor?
It has a DBA, then you get rid of the company and all you do is stamp it as the engineer or surveyor.
So he can't put Venezia with a logo on it, even though he has a DBA as Venezia? Not a DBA as Rocco Venezia?
The DBA would have to be certified to provide surveying services.
So is that right? So we have to get the DBA certified?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. I just, on everything else, it's like corporations and LLCs and things of that nature.
which are fine, but that's the thing, like a corporation isn't permitted for like Inc., like an incorporation. They have to be professional service corporations or stuff like that. There's only certain ones that are allowed to provide services.
Okay, so I'll contact them about a sole proprietorship. We are doing the other thing to LLC to do it all as one and clean up some of the stuff on our side, but
Okay,
we're working on it.
sounds good.
The limits of disturbance, it goes all the way out to the lake. Did you mean to do that?
Is that because it includes the docks, Anthony? do you
Yeah,
think?
that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, probably we can clean
Right.
that up and we
Pull
can
that
suck
in.
it into we'll suck it into the just east of the silt fence.
Okay.
I was
We
gonna
might,
say-
I mean, depending on what they're doing with that boathouse, we'll
Yeah.
pull it
Yeah.
back in. We're not disturbing all the way out there now.
Yeah,
Because if you disturb, then it's Article 15 and all that
yeah,
stuff.
so, all right,
Right.
pull that back.
Just for a point of clarity, we're under, I mean, I have no understanding. I know this house is massive. So what's the size of the acreage of disturbance? Rough.
Well, with all, let me take a look at it. With the new driveway and everything, and then that large size, it kind of, in removing the gravel asphalt driveway, and there's gonna be a bunch of landscaping that's gonna be redone. So
Sure,
we just wanted to make sure we had all of our bases covered.
we're under 5 I guess where I'm getting.
It's gonna be over an acre, but we're definitely under 5.
Yeah, thank you. All right, I got a better
Because
perspective.
we
now.
only have 3.8 acres to disturb anyway.
No, perfect. That's what I was saying. I was off a little bit not knowing
Yeah,
exactly.
we just
the
wanted to
size.
make sure that we had those disturbance areas and that's has
I appreciate that.
landscaping and things.
Yep,
So,
I appreciate that. I rather err on the side of caution than not, so I understand.
Fire these masses.
I know. Anthony, you're gonna try to protect this sycamore.
yeah, that will get, all the trees that are in the area of the home will get protective fence and wood chipped, and Dan Hackett is gonna keep an eye on all those trees, but the sycamore is a feature that is going to be kept, and they're gonna do everything they can to keep it, so. We
Okay,
kind of had that conversation with the homeowner the other day. They moved the house away. The deck is just gonna be kind of built around it, so it kind of
yep,
will, they can keep their eye on it, and they're gonna have a tree surgeon monitor it as they go through.
yeah, I'm just thinking of when I go to the ACB, they're gonna be all over.
Yeah, they're gonna keep the sycamore. It's the only large sycamore on the property.
Yep.
And there's those two oaks. There's a large 40-inch oak to the northeast of the house. That's gonna stay. They're trying to keep as many trees as possible, but there's just a few.
Okay.
And there's one or two large ash trees that need to come down. There's that 40-inch ash tree on the south of the property, right on the creek line, that will have to come down because it's dead anyway.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
there'll
see
be
it.
some maintenance and some pruning of some of the other large trees as well, but for the most part, they're trying to keep that same aesthetic of the large old growth trees.
So I'm thinking that it might be I think it might be better to be proactive and maybe just do a summary of the trees. You know,
Should be in a narrative.
yeah, it just
Yeah, I can have the landscape architect, Dan Hackett, create a narrative of what trees are to be removed and what trees are to be maybe pruned, or just kind of point it.
maybe there's a tree plan that comes in with it.
Okay.
And this plan shows remove the sycamore, so.
Yeah, we're gonna fix that. That's not to be
Okay.
removed. They're gonna save that.
Okay. All right.
He's usually pretty good with the checklist.
It looks fine.
Yeah, Anthony, that should be titled your shoreline guidelines statement. And
Okay.
include anything to be taken down, anything to be preserved, anything to be added.
Okay, so the tree thing can go in the shoreline statement, you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
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 just
that's a
have
good
one
idea.
narrative describing.
Okay, so do the shoreline statement and include a tree narrative as well.
Yep. Trees to come down, trees to remain, trees to be added.
Easy enough?
Dan can do that for you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All in one,
Excuse me?
all in one
All one, yeah, one statement.
statement, one
Yeah.
statement,
Would be the-
all together.
everything else is fine.
And
Yeah,
the
we're good.
Yeah.
new elevation.
So the big
drawing.
thing is the existing conditions plan and the,
Yep. And then clean up the site plan.
yeah,
Right.
And then we're gonna remove all the docks.
Renderings.
And then a little bit
Elevations, renderings of the house.
better rendering.
Yep. That plan view from the lake will be really beneficial.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be a different look.
Yeah, it's totally different than what you've seen. There was one that came kind of in front of the planning board like a year ago that was more of a modern look, but nothing to this.
Well, then there's your house, Anthony.
Well, yeah, mine's not on the lake though. Mine's on a flat roof or a green roof.
Someone asked me what that hunting cabin was.
It is quite visible from Middle Cheshire now. I
All right,
don't
this
know.
is a new hunting cabin. What's
I
going
heard
on
I heard
there?
the salt storage.
I had
Oh,
someone come in
storage?
and they were doing something with it and they were like, wait, this is a house? And I was like,
Salt
yeah,
storage.
it's just so different.
It is cool. All right,
Referrals
are we
for this?
good? Oh, referrals, yeah, we are, basically.
Well, I'm thinking of it, it should go to the history team, probably.
Oh, yeah, I've already talked to.
Okay, make sure it's all
where's
right.
my checklist
Are you doing referrals for this one?
or my,
Yeah, they're gonna be all over this if we tear it down.
Mm.
Some Indian lived in it.
Oh, here's shoreline.
Anthony, is there any floodplain associated with the gully, Kitchener Gully?
I'd have to do a little bit of research. There probably is. I could take a look at that.
All right, make
There
sure
is
it's
no
on your
checklist.
existing feature
We'll have
plan.
to-
Oh,
Here it is.
just
I already took it out.
read them and I'll just
No, I
enter.
already took it out. Here it is. All right.
most of that house is in that AE and it's in the more restricted flood zone anyway, but I'll double check the, if there's anything that comes up with the, FEMA maps.
Okay,
All right.
The old FEMA
Chris,
maps, no, you'll be fine.
ECB,
Right, that's what I was assuming. When are we gonna be able to see those new ones? Are they gonna put them live soon?
I was about to pop them up in front of you right now.
I know you have access, but how do we get access?
You have drafts?
They're probably almost available.
Does the town have to adopt them?
The town has to adopt them after FEMA adopts them, but we don't really have a choice.
No, I know. They are what they are.
what about water and
The
sewer?
images make it so much
So
easier.
the sewer is Candigo Lake County Sewer
Oh, yeah.
District. So Tim,
Timic, yeah,
Yeah.
and then I've got Leaf, Chris, Town of Connecticut, ECB,
CB,
Jim Fletcher,
Jim Fletcher,
MRB,
yeah,
Planning Board.
Ontario County Planning Board.
I think it should go to
Yeah,
them.
because it's right off the, yeah,
Yeah.
not ag, not economic development team, right?
Nope.
No utilities, Fire.
Cheshire, Fire,
Cheshire, yep,
Kevin,
Kevin. Need to go to DEC for anything else, Chris?
Not
At
if
this
they're not
time?
doing anything
Okay.
right there.
Highway
Is
roads,
this Tickner right here?
William,
There's
highway.
Foster.
There's Foster.
hi.
County
that's Tickner?
DPW,
That's Tisha.
so William,
Yep.
The
got
gully's
it.
in the back.
and then other,
Suffolk.
I think we're good unless you, well,
So it's gonna go to the county.
I believe so.
Well, I
Okay.
think it's, yeah, it'll go to the county. I don't think of any, I can't. think of any.
No, I think we're good.
There
That's
you
a good
go.
list.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Welcome to the new map.
There we go.
You really want to see this?
Well, that's the whole thing.
It's two different zones. It's the 500 and the 100 kind of thing.
Right.
So it's zone A, which is, yeah, there's zone AE and zone A.
Yeah, we have to update that to A.
Well, it won't, it's AE right now.
Yeah, though, I mean, where we're in is AE and that's what the more restricted is.
That's under the current map.
Yeah.
And since this map has not been adopted.
They're still good. It's just like when we do finally get these other ones, there's floodways and stuff associated with in the city and everything.
Old maps are terrible.
Welcome to the city of Canandaigua.
All right, we got,
Old
Dugway,
warnings. There won't be a city.
And your next project is?
The subdivision on Dugway Road for the DeMarcos.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I recognize that address. That's what it is.
So Joel DeMarco bought this piece about a year ago and he, there's an individual that lives in the house that that leases it from Joel. And with the plan that he was going to buy it from Joel down the road. So the plan is that Joel wants to subdivide that back field off from the front. And have a
Yay, it's ZBA.
flag lot
Yeah, ZPA.
Yeah.
that kind of parallels the other existing flag lots that are there. There's three lots in the back that all have the same kind of
Yeah.
20-foot flags that all have a 60-foot easement across it.
ZBA approval.
So there would just be a new driveway back to there. Joel does have an easement across there. His attorneys are going through if he can just cross over the guy and not put a new road in if he doesn't have to. But there is ample space to do it. Because he is Johnson Hill LLC as well as Timberwind. And that's that middle, he owns that middle flag that's currently there.
So it says residential lots, this is a section of code, residential lots greater than 3 acres shall not have a lot depth greater than 2.5 times the lot width.
Right. It's a really long lot, so.
That's what I'm saying. So the lot, I think you might need multiple variances.
Okay.
You would have to do that math. I think
Yeah,
you're.
do the count.
You're at 586 by 1371 plus 489.
About 1,400 feet deep, the new lot. Well,
No, the new lot,
flag. Yeah, including the flag.
1371
1371
plus 49.
49.66.
1 over. The width is
It's
586.
5.
So you're about 3 times length and stuff, so you might have to get a variance for that one. We'll look into
Okay.
that.
Nothing new.
That's 19 C.
But the question is it an existing lot that already has that dimension?
Or creating a lot, but
Are you creating a lot with that dimension? Sean's decision.
Cool.
You know what I mean?
I do know because it's really
It's already
basically
kind of
already
exists.
the
right, I
length.
mean, there's ones that are way longer than that in the vicinity. I mean,
Okay, so maybe just the width, but again, you'll have to prove that it's a buildable lot kind of thing. You might want to add site distances to that new driveway.
okay.
'Cause
How do I
the plan- You
build
have
a
to
lot?
prove, you have to prove to the planning board that it's a buildable lot.
Is this the existing drive? Traveled lane
That's the other houses up
to the
here,
ones in the back.
as far as this is being.
No,
buildable.
yeah, right.
What's the other? Subject?
617
Where's Dugway? Where is it?
Connecting, it's Bristol, kind of.
It's south of Cheshire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's actually it's really nice out there. The slopes are crazy though.
It's really close to that new solar farm that went in. So across 21 for them.
I have to take a ride. Go
Yeah,
see it.
that's nice out there.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So, yeah,
Big lot. Oh, it's on that side.
nice. So this is zoning board and planning board.
Zoning board for probably the lot width variance.
Public
Sean, you want
hearing.
to make the call on the?
I don't think it needs to go to planning board.
For subdivision?
Yes, it does.
Subdivision
I'm
is
just saying.
elements in
subdivision
action.
should do the thing, but
Yeah,
already
but I
exists.
guess subdivision does, but this is just.
You're listing it as planning board adds in.
Yeah,
Yeah, subdivision application,
That's
unless it's considered a lot line
I
adjustment.
guess it's
They're creating a
major
lot.
enough, it's a new lot, it's fine. Let's talk about the width, I think it's gonna be fine.
I'd be fine with it.
Um,
But
I
mean,
just wanna
this is-
look around, this
this
is
the
the front
front
one.
Yeah.
So area variance, for sure. Zoning board, planning board.
Got it.
Egg.
It has tree lines, it has.
It
all
has a
stuff,
whole bunch of stuff happening.
But he shows it all on the plan.
Yep.
Oh, where's my tag was?
Where is the?
ag district. Do we make them put ag notes on the plan if it's in an ag district?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
should,
I
it
see
should,
it.
the subdivision plan should reference that it's in this.
The right to farm note.
Yeah,
Yeah, that you're in, yeah.
Yep.
Do they need an ag data statement?
We have one.
Okay, cool.
Got that. Notes,
And there's room for notes. if
There's
they need it,
fine.
but, yeah.
legend, yes, yes, yes. Location. map.
Unlisted secret.
yeah,
Got
yep.
it.
What was the last one as far as secret?
We could use a
Residential
bar,
type too.
a bar length as far as like a scale, a bar scale on the plans.
Yeah, no problem.
Just because half the time we end up putting 11 by 17 and
Right, okay, yep, can do.
Okay, I'll add that. Existing cover, all right, we've got steep slopes.
I'm assuming you didn't topo the whole thing and you got the topo off like layers and stuff, or did you topo it?
I have the digital stuff from when pictometry flew,
That
so
you-
we use
so you-
that, so
So
it's
just
verified.
reference,
LiDAR. It's field verified LiDAR.
okay, that's what I'm saying. If you want to just throw that somewhere on the plan.
Is the well on here?
It is not, I have to go locate it, we gotta
Okay.
find it, so I'll
Alright.
add it.
I'm gonna add that.
Are there buildings?
There's outbuilding, what are these, like little sheds?
Yeah, mostly.
They're tiny, look at
Are they
that.
shown?
1, 2, 3, what? Oh, little hunting, like tree stand. kind
I
of
don't
thing.
know.
Chris, what was that note that you asked for? The
Right to
LiDAR.
farm,
Oh, just that
Oh.
the topography was shown from whatever, he'll reference on the plan.
Oh,
Because we're not like really planning on building, it's just a subdivision.
utility lines. Yes,
Show the well.
yeah, overhead.
you want to go back to the subdivision plan? I didn't really look at it that close when you first set it up.
So pretty much.
Oh,
this-
okay, so he's cutting the front, the pole. off
And
the
creating
roof.
this with a strip.
He's hoping to get an easement from the,
No. He's putting a 30-foot wide. Because we don't allow landlocked parcels, he's just going for a variance for a 30-foot.
but he said he might get an easement from the neighbor.
He has, he currently hasn't, there is a 60-foot right of way that goes on those 3 existing lots to the east. So there's 3 existing 20-foot flag lots, and there is
Yeah.
one large 60-foot right of way that he is included in because he owns the middle flag lot. So technically he does have access across there and he can't access from the existing. I mean, there's not really it's more of a laneway than anything at this point, but he can access his property off that laneway.
But if
The
he didn't,
attorneys are going through his numbers to see how that works though. Through
yeah,
their-
but it still wouldn't be,
Right, he still needs access from the main road.
yeah.
Right,
That's the reason we're doing the.
Still needs the flagpole, but whether he uses it or not, it's another story.
Correct.
Mhm.
And there's no plan for him to build up there or anything. He owns a bunch of land up there and he's just trying to buy more land. So,
Lots are deep.
And sell the front lot.
well, he doesn't need it. He doesn't want to live there, so. There is a current occupant though, that's leasing it from him that he kind of made a deal with him to lease to own.
Uh-huh.
Mm,
Wow.
I was gonna say, I'm just zooming in, there's actually some trailers and stuff that someone threw back there.
In the way back?
Yeah.
I don't know how they get back there.
It's like hunting grounds.
Yeah.
Might be-
Yeah, there's some trailers. Rocco used to own some land up there and he had a little Connex box up there for four-wheelers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of old stuff up there that really isn't, I don't know. It's pretty old.
Alright.
I believe I have one.
All right. This is
Anything else
fine. No,
standing
I
out?
don't see anything. No.
Referrals?
Let's see. Chris. MRB.
We did say ag, right?
It's in the ag
It's
district.
in the ag district.
Uh-huh.
Are we sending it to the ag committee?
Might as well.
Yeah, I
Alright.
enjoy their reports.
They're very thorough.
Oh,
I like them
they're
too.
great.
Cheshire.
No, 'cause nothing's really, actually, that, they're not building anything.
Yeah, I don't think you need to worry about any of the utilities.
So we don't want to send it to fire?
I would, just to be consistent, I
I
would
think
send
it'd be
everything.
nice
to
for them
fire.
to know. I mean,
Yeah.
let's just do it. They're not
Nothing's
gonna
gonna be
care.
proposed.
I know.
Right, so I
They
don't think
won't
they'll
care.
come back with anything, but this just eliminates the concern going forward.
All right, I've got Chris, Bob for ag committee, MRB, Chris Brown from Cheshire.
No Fletcher,
No,
No.
this
no
time.
water, of course, no, we're not going in the road.
Nope.
What about ECB? It's pretty,
Nothing's
Any, like,
there's nothing happening.
I would say if they're,
good
yeah,
way
I
to
would
judge
agree.
if there's an NRI,
It's just a vacant lot at this time.
Yeah,
Putting
there's
a lot.
nothing if they're,
there's no construction.
yeah, in the future.
No.
maybe. All right, cool. That's easy. We're good. Thank you.
Earliest would be.
Anthony.
No, this is unlisted
Yep.
action.
Around
Do we all set?
All
Yeah,
set.
so you'll
Okay.
All
go,
right, thank you very much.
Well done.
so what are our dates?
January 18th ZBA and then January 25th planning board.
For both,
Assuming, yeah,
Yeah.
this one.
assuming we get everything that we need in by Friday, which we
Yeah.
will.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks.
thank you.
See?
Is Brennan on?
No one is on. Just us.
Another Senate member.
Does the town, have we
Can
taken
do
a
that.
stance on flag lots? Is that, do we have a,
We have a
what
code.
does the ZBA generally say?
I haven't seen one yet. As far as going in front of the ZBA for a proposed flag lot. Honestly.
I think it would be hard on that one just because it's already existing.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
there's lots next to it, but
Right. If that
it's
was
in there,
coming
in
from
there.
now,
I just didn't know if they had set a precedent.
No, I haven't seen anything.
if they had, it's already been done with that lot, right? I mean, you got those three. All the way to the back.
What is the frontage requirement, 30 feet or 50 feet or
250,
250
250? Oh, okay.
or 225.
something like
50?
that.
So he needs,
It's,
he needs a variance for the
it's
frontage.
225.
So he's frontage and
Just frontage.
lot width versus depth.
It already exists as far as the lot width and depth, as far as the big lot, so we're not gonna push him to
Yeah, but
that.
he's putting that, he's creating the flag.
Right.
But the actual lot is already 4 times width, as far as the one that pre-exists.
Yeah, but it's one lot with frontage out in front. So now he's creating two lots.
Yeah.
With the second lot having a new
Frontage.
frontage of 30 feet.
That's getting the variance of frontage, but not the width, because that kind of is already there as far as
Oh, okay. So if the reason you know the ZBA is for the
Is the
30,
It's a
225.
30 feet,
30.
not for the width versus depth
right?
issue. Okay,
He's going for,
okay. So let's go back to Seneca Point. then.
going for a 90% variance.
Yepper.
96, 50, 15 Seneca Point.
Mark's Engineering.
On the east side of Seneca.
Oh, it's the one right,
Near Mr. Gilmore.
yeah.
I think they're neighbors. Right?
This one
You
is-
do it. Keep going.
Right? They should have gotten the
They're
same
on either
engineer,
side of
Yeah.
got a discount.
See, this is Ingraham right here. Yeah, the guy was right here.
Ah,
Look at
Oh,
that,
it
they're
is.
just separated by the
Huh.
building.
And I'm right here.
Oh, look at it, one of the neighbors.
wow.
I have to take care of this here, but he gets really grumpy whenever I show up.
That's on Seneca Point.
Yeah.
Wow, I've never seen that.
Oh, that's,
Yeah, this
Looks
one,
like Kentucky after the tornado.
yeah, it's one that's, I have to address.
It's on your list, huh?
Yeah,
What's that in the back, the white stuff?
snow.
Snow? Oh. I thought- Yeah, it's a
plastic.
pile of asbestos. Okay. And wants to
Alrighty.
build a house on this.